Okay, so let's start with Julia.
Julia, what do you want me to say about Julia? Well, obviously she was extremely helpful when your grandma was sick. She came and took care of her just as if she was a nurse in the hospital. That, of course, sticks out. And then, of course, also I remember as a little child, and one of the things she loved to do was play mom. And she was always a pregnant mom. And she'd have put stuff in her under her clothes to show her how pregnant she was. And I was the kid. She'd always bossed me around as a mom and insisted, as did you, that I should eat cooked carrots. And so I was the kid of the family, boy, of course. And that's one thing she did, and all three girls did. They would never allow me to cross gender roles. I could cross any age role or anything like that, but no gender role. I had to be a boy, which was fine, but I thought it interesting. And I didn't say that. They said that. You said that. Let's see, Marissa. There are a lot of things about Marissa that we could say, but one of the things that stands out was that when she was little, say 1 or 2, real little, she would get up in her high chair, and when we were there, and we'd sit down, because Grandma and I'd sit down at the table, and Marissa was there, and nobody else was at the table yet. This happened more than once. And pretty soon there was little Marissa standing up in her high chair and saying, "Done!" And we'd look at each other and laugh. That's Grandma and I. She was done. When she was done, she was done. And, and of course, she played teacher too. In fact, all three of you played teacher. And she was the hardest teacher. Oh my goodness, was she a hard teacher. And she would not accept any of my work, and I was the bad kid. And she corrected all my things and had X marks all over it. I don't know how old she was. Older than 2 then, of course, but let's say 6. I don't know how old she was then. And I finally said, "Time out, Marissa. You gotta be nice to students some too. You just can't tell them no and scold them all the time, because students get very unhappy. You gotta be nice." And she kind of was after that, nicer than she had been. Will is totally a horse of a different color than his sisters. He liked to play pirate and monster and doctor, and of course he had to be all of the leaders of all these things. And with the girls, I was mostly the young kid, the boy. With Will, we were equals mostly, and so he'd be the pirate captain, but I would be right there as the first mate or whatever. And he really loved playing those games, but they'd wear out pretty fast and he'd be on to something else. When we came back from Columbus, remember you and your mom? I don't think Julie was in that group. I think she may have gone to Venezuela with your dad, but not positive. We went down there. Will was a little fella, and you and Marissa had the television in the back, and he wanted it, and you wouldn't let him have it. And so that he said, "I'm going to play dead." And he played dead for a long time. I would pat him on the back and say, "Poor Will, he was such a nice guy." And he's gone. He's a funny kid. How's that?
Good.
Is that good enough?
High five. We're good.
Oh dear, and I'm sweating.